Aloha, my friends, and welcome back to Mahalo. I'm Marilyn Maya, the baby boomer booktuber, and today was supposed to be my wrap-up of the book that I was reading, a series of The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Luis. And I'm still going to do a little bit of a wrap-up, but I called this video a wrap-up and a confession, and I'll tell you why. First, we'll do the quick wrap-up, and don't get me wrong, this is a great book and it's very helpful. It was on the bestseller list for 5 years, New York Times bestseller list. I don't know if that sounds good to all of you, because a lot of people don't like the New York Times bestseller list. But anyway, The Four Agreements is a very powerful book, and they are: 1, be impeccable with your word. The second agreement is don't make assumptions, don't take things personally, and always do your best. And the first agreement is the most powerful, and because our words have force and our words have power. And I just wanted to read something. The word is so powerful that one word can change a life or destroy the lives of millions of people. Some years ago, one man in Germany, by the use of the word, manipulated a whole country of the most intelligent people. He led them into a world war with just the power of his word. He convinced others to commit the most atrocious acts of violence. He activated people's fear with the word, and like a big explosion, there was killing and war all around the world. All over the world, humans destroyed other humans because they were afraid of each other. Hitler's word, based on fear-generated beliefs and agreements, will be remembered for centuries. So, the human mind, he says, is like a fertile ground where seeds are continually being planted. The seeds are opinions, ideas, and concepts. You plant a seed, a thought, and it grows. So, every human is a magician, and we can either put a spell on somebody with our word, or we can release somebody from a spell. And when I did the first agreement, I was talking about how I was put under a spell by my mother, who told me that I was not worthy of anything, and it affected my whole life. And I'm going to go into that later. So the second agreement is, of course, and I want to make sure I got the second agreement right, not to take things personally. And that's really hard to do, because people say bad things to us, we're going to say, what's wrong with me? When really it's about them. And we don't make assumptions about things. We don't assume because we don't know. So that's the third agreement. The fourth agreement is to always do your best. And in that way, when we do our best, not more than our best, not less than our best, we enjoy life. And that's what the fourth agreement is about. Now, I was going to wrap up the last agreement, but it goes really heavily into his beliefs, and it's more spiritual and even religious, because this is all his belief from the Toltec part of the Aztec Indians, who were he talks about how powerful they were with people in that day, that they were people of knowledge. And I don't want to get into that last part, because I think that the Toltec tradition might turn people off, and I'm not that intelligent enough or educated enough, is better, about the religion and the spiritual aspects, and he goes into prayers and death and all that. And I have my own beliefs, and I'm sure you all have your own beliefs. Okay, this was supposed to be a really big review. I do recommend this book. I still recommend it. It helped me very much. But here goes my confession. My confession is that any book that we read, how-to books, they're not a panacea for mental illness. I suffer from an anxiety disorder. And I read a lot of books by Louise L Hay, who in her day was known as the anxiety queen to help people with anxiety. And to be honest, it never really helped me until this book called Meditations to Heal Your Life. So here's my confession. No matter how many books I read or how educated I get about mental illness, I still suffer from an anxiety disorder. This week has been particularly hard for me. I had to take a physical test for a condition known as PAD, which is peripheral artery disease. While I was taking the test, my blood pressure shot up to almost over 200, and the technician was more worried about my blood pressure than he was about the test, which I'm not sure. I think it came out fairly good, but I'll find out tomorrow. Anyway, ever since then, my blood pressure has been really high, and I've been feeling really depressed and anxious. So one thing about mental health or mental illness, you can read this whole book, and if you suffer from depression, anxiety, or a multitude of other mental illnesses, you're not going to get well just by doing it. You know, you might feel better. I know I feel better when I don't have to worry about taking things that people say to me personally, or making assumptions, or trying my best about my word. But I still need medicine. I still need therapy, and I'm going to have my low periods like today. So this brings up Meditations to Heal Your Life by Louise L Hay. So my confession is that no matter how educated I get about mental illness, and I do know a lot, and no matter how much that I learn about myself, and how my opinions about myself, the magic spells, as the Four Agreements says, no matter how much I disbelieve them, I'm not going to be 100% better. I'm not the poster child of mental health. So today I had fear of going to the doctor tomorrow, fear of being asked to take blood pressure medication when I really was trying not to do that. So I'm going to end this by reading one of her meditations about fear. And this is a really good book, by the way, because it's about a lot of things. It's not only about anxiety. In fact, she only has one meditation that directly deals with fear. But I'm going to read it. I am safe. I feel totally safe everywhere in the universe. At any moment, we have the opportunity of choosing love or fear. In moments of fear, I remember the sun. It is always shining, even though clouds may obscure it for a while. Like the sun, the one infinite power is eternally shining its light upon me. Even though clouds of negative thinking may temporarily obscure it, I choose to remember the light. I feel secure in the light. And when the fears come, I choose to see them as passing clouds in the sky, and I let them go on their way. I am not my fears. It is safe for me to live without guarding and defending myself all the time. I know that what we do in our hearts is very important. So I begin every day in a silent connection with my heart. When I feel afraid, I open my heart and let the love dissolve the fear. So my friends, thank you for joining me on a bad day. I'm called an oversharer So I tend to tell you what I feel. And I feel that you're my friends and that you're listening to me and that you're hearing my pain as well as my joy. So I dance, I'm happy, I'm sad, I'm a holistic person with many human emotions. And today I felt fear, and I wanted to share that with you too. But it helps my fear to know that I have a few people out there who care about me, maybe, and who are wishing me the best, as I wish all of you the best. So until we meet again, hopefully on a happier day, I wish you so much aloha